Good morning, YouTube. Well, actually, it's the afternoon, but these videos get uploaded at 4:45 or 5 in the morning or around that time. Welcome back. I'm being blinded. It is 6:39 in the afternoon, and it is gorgeous and blinding. Welcome back to another episode of The Commute. Today, I'm just pretending to have a job, but I should say, in regards to that, in regards to me actually having a job, I've got some good news. So the interview I had a few episodes ago went fine, but I've got even better news. So that kind of fell through because of a couple reasons. One, they need a CDL Class E license in Missouri, and I never was able to figure out how to work around that because I'm a permanent resident in Illinois, and the LLC, the Amazon DSP, doesn't have a phone number I can contact them by to ask questions, and they also had to I needed them to fill out a half of a form to release my background information, and I couldn't contact them to do that, so there was no way I was getting a job there because they had no way to be contacted, basically. So I applied to some other places, much more closer to where I actually live. I didn't realize there were Amazon DSPs so close to me, but there are. And so good news. I had a couple phone interviews. One of them went so well that it basically ended with, congratulations on your new position, so that's good. I just had them finish filling out the release form for all of the Washington State background information stuff, because that's where my license is from. And now we're just waiting for them to come back with the results of that background check, and hopefully I'll have a job soon. Lots of good things. Lots and lots and lots of good things, including the sped up saving process for the M346. So anyways, welcome back to another episode of The Commute. Welcome to episode 21. Welcome to episode 21 of The Commute on the Racing Joker channel. This is a really bad Joker impression. It's been a long time, don't judge me. We're going to start off with something that I kind of want to, I don't know if this is controversial or just there's a lot of disagreement on, or it's, I don't know. Let's just dive into it. So gunshot tunes. You know, flame tunes, pop and bang, snap, crackle, pop, why so serial, all that good stuff. When is it appropriate? What car should it be on? And this, that, and the other. Now, the cookie cutter answer to that question is, and a lot of you might actually agree with this, is that if someone has a car and they want to do something to it, they can basically do whatever they want to it, sort of within the law. I say sort of because we all kind of skirt the law sometimes, especially with like exhaust laws and stuff like that. But if we weren't going to use a cookie cutter answer, you know, when would specific flame tunes be acceptable? Like, for instance, my car, it's not catless, but it's got kind of pops and bangs, very subtle ones. So like when I'm downshifting or I've been accelerating hard and I take my foot off the throttle, it will sometimes go pop, bang. And if I tap the throttle as well lightly, it will go pop, 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 bang, pop whenever I hit the throttle lightly. So obviously, I feel like that's kind of acceptable with this car. It's not overkill, it's not ridiculous. But would a full-on crazy, hardcore, super loud, catless gunshot tune be acceptable? Like where when I downshift, it goes pow, kind of like Ahmed's car at Habibi Motorsport, or that Audi R8 we saw at Poker Run. Like what's acceptable? Because for me, I think something that would be really cool in this car is to one day make it go catless and have it not do a gunshot tune where it's super loud and obnoxious, but have it where it's more of a flamethrower than a machine gun, where when I take my foot off the throttle after revving it or when I'm decelerating, it's a long continuous flame. It's not like a bang, it's just a vroom flame sort of thing. I don't know what any of these different tunes are called, but I think that sort of flame is really good for tuner cars. There's an R35 GTR, I'll have to find that on Instagram. He's got a really good flame tune on his car, where basically when he decelerates, it's not like a gunshot tune or a pop and bang tune, it's just a flame tune where it's just a continuous flame that's really long and large and bright. And I think that looks really good, and I think that really suits tuner cars. When it comes to muscle cars, I'm not quite sure what type of flame tune would be appropriate, or pop and bang tune. Would the snap crackle pop AK-47 tune be appropriate? Or should it be something like more of a race car tune? Like you also have not just the muscle cars but tuners and other exotic race cars as well, where it's one bang per gear change, because maybe you're only cutting the timing but not the fuel during gear changes. I guess that would kind of depend on the gearbox. Or you go pow, like that sort of thing, where it's one bang per gear change. I don't know how I'm not a tuner, so I wouldn't know how you would do that. But I think for exotics are the only cars, like Lamborghinis, Audi R8s, Porsches, this, that, and the other. I think those are the only cars that actually suit those AK-47 tunes. I know, like, there's Black Widow Supra and all that, this, that, and the other. But in my opinion, exotics are the ones that really suit that. So like a straight pipe Huracan with an AK-47 tune where it's going bang, 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 bang out the back with flames, I think that's okay. I think that's appropriate. I don't know. Like let me give you guys some examples of what I would do. So for instance, we've got this car here. This car, if I were to make it go catless and make it have a more aggressive pop and bang tune, actually I would make it not be a pop and bang tune, and I'd just have flames come out the back, like just flames, no pops and bangs. For the M3 E46, once we get the side exhaust put in, I would say I would give it the kind of the race car tune that I described. So it's because it's going to have like a DCT or a sequential, and so we can make it where it cuts the timing but not the fuel during gear changes, and it'll give you fire out the exhaust and proper bang, bang. So bang, bang. And same for downshifts and decelerating and all that sort of stuff. I think that would be appropriate for an M3 GTR type looking car. And for the R34 that we're getting after the E46, it's not really going to be a race car. So the R34 isn't going to be a race car. It's going to be more of a show car, cruising car, potentially roll racing car, but mostly just a car for fun. It's not supposed to be raced as much. I would say I would give it a similar tune to the one I described for this one, where it would be straight piped, but it would be not really pop and bang tunes so much as just continuous flames out the exhaust, which I think would be really cool and iconic and kind of cheesy for 90s, early 2000s tuner cars, you know, because of movies and video games. But I still think that would be best. After that, I'm not sure what car I want to get after the R34, because it could be an RS3, an R8, or something along those lines. And I feel like with a street exotic, because they're not going to be a race car, because the M3, like I said, it's a race car and it's an exotic, but it's going to get the race car tune. So if I were to get an R8 or an RS3, they're exotics, but they're not going to be race cars. So I think for that, you know, especially if I make them catless, those are going to get the sort of typical YouTuber Huracan tune, where you've got the bang, 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 you know, AK-47, you know, gunshot tune, super obnoxious every time you decelerate, rev, or downshift. I think that's the way to go for those sorts of cars. I know it's so obnoxious and stupid and kind of ricery, but I love it. I just think it's hilarious and disruptive and chaotic, and I think it's perfect. Like the Audi RS3 or the R8, you know, they've both got very exotic sounding engines. So like the Audi RS3 sounds like basically a baby classic Gallardo V10, and the Audi R8 has the 5.2 V10, which is obviously fantastic, and that with a pop and bang tune is immaculate, in my opinion. Just meant to be a match made in heaven. Well, I don't know, guys, let me know what you think, because obviously this is controversial stuff and not everyone agrees on it. Can you guys even see like anything? I just look back and it's hard for me to look at the screen. Oh boy, a lot of cars. I don't really have a clutch. I don't have a clutch that's really ready to be doing any launching right now. I was not in gear. God, it makes the car sound so slow because it's at half throttle all the time. I've never I can't go 100% full throttle right now. I just can't wait for the new clutch to arrive. More likely than not, the clutch will have already arrived by the time these videos come out, and you'll have seen it in a vlog in September, I believe. Yeah, not being able to fully accelerate in your fun car is not fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my whole opinion on flame tunes, which ones are appropriate, which ones are not. Obviously, it's your car, you can do whatever you want with it, cookie cutter answer, but in my opinion, like, which cars actually suit certain tunes. For me, tuners just, they can have I guess they can sometimes have the single pop and bang tune, or the really subtle one like this car, but I think they're much more suited for like continuous long flames. I think those are cooler. For race cars, you should just have the single loud bang for every gear change. I think that's pretty good. Obviously, every bang should make flames. For exotics, AK-47 tunes, just hands down makes the most sense to me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. For a tuner, exotic, and a muscle car, and a race car, let me know for those 4 things how you would do your exhaust tunes. Your tunes to that affect the exhausts. Like, would you do a flame tune for one, gunshot tune for other, AK-47 for the other, or flame for the other? It's not efficient. It's not an efficient use of fuel, but we don't care. We're not endurance drivers. We're just car enthusiasts wanting to have a good time. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let me know what you guys think, and down below.